Okay. Good morning again. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Geshe.
Morning, Geshe.
Good morning.
Morning, Geshe.
Good to see you guys. It's hot there. You can be the sound of the volume you want. You can be low. You don't need that. You can keep the lowest one here.
All the way down.
Yeah, then that's fine. Okay. How's on the way? Traffic? The traffic on the way? Not traffic, right? Today is not traffic, right? Sunday.
Oh, no, not bad.
Not bad, right? Can you hear me?
Now I can. Do you need a cocktail?
No, I'm good, I'm fine. you don't need that?
You.
Okay. Okay. Good. You guys take your AC. Relax. You guys the hardworking person. For you guys get always excuse. Okay, first we do a little meditation, okay? First you do meditation to breathing meditation. First you just sit on very comfortable yourself. Anyway, whatever comfortable for you. Any position from. Then breathe in and out about 9 times. Breathe in and out, count 1 time. Just focus that. Then visualization in front of you. Any Buddha's image, you usually meditation. The visualization that keep focus your mind on that. Then the image Buddha become more clear and clear. The light come from the Buddha's heart. It dissolves your body. Your whole body feel the blessing, the power from the Buddha. You feel the physical blessing. Your mental also experience the blessing, something like peace and light the moment you mind. And the blessing, what you experience there right now, will go out your body to reach for all of the world. Who's looking for peace, blessing, and happy, you share with them. Then enjoy yourself to happy feeling, peaceful feeling, and relaxed feeling. Mhm. That's good. Okay. You got some blessing, some experience. You can do that kind of meditation to over. You can experience some of the blessing. Okay? Not one time, not two times. Doesn't work. Because it takes time. Also, we need to like very focus. Therefore, we're not at that focus. Okay? Then what we're going to talk. Anyway, it's a wonderful day. As Buddhism, every morning when you wake up, you're able to move your body, you're able to get up your body, and you rejoice. Because you survive. We can say, oh, I'm very healthy. Why not? I'm not get up. But we can see the world. A lot of people, when they're going bad, they're healthy, no problem. But next morning, they cannot get up, right? You can see those things. See those things, they take the experience. Oh, I'm not that person. Oh, I'm very lucky. like this year, last 2 years, right? We have very difficult for COVID-19. Hundreds of thousands of people lost their life, but we are the one of the luckiest persons. We didn't die from the COVID. Also, I think also our family members, no one died from the COVID. Therefore, we are the one lucky one. If you think that way, then we have something to rejoice. You say, okay, I want to happy, I want to rejoice. It doesn't work, right? You say, oh, today I want to think I'm happy. It doesn't work. You say, okay, how to bring some of the reasons, as Buddhism is always need a reason. Without reason, and whatever you do is not very powerful. Therefore, reason is very important. When you get a reason, it's really like skin your mind, then become very stable. Otherwise, when someone explains, we say, okay, I move like that. Then another one say different things. We have different situation. Then you might, oh, it doesn't work, oh, yeah, it doesn't work. Because we don't get the very understand or experience. Therefore, as Kadama masters, usually when they get up morning, they also say something they touch his body, or my body is there. I'm able to move. I'm able to walk. That they also rejoice. Then what they think, secondly, okay, now I want to use my life useful. This is how the Kadamba masters to practice. He said, I do use my life as useful. I go walk, I do all day, 8 hours of walk, live my life. Yeah, that's true. Even the birds can live their life, right? They can make the babies, they can take care of the babies, they can feed the babies, then the babies grow up, and one of the parents can finish the job. As I mentioned, I think, did I mention last week? We have those birds nest here. Yeah, we have the nest and just outside my window. This is the third year. You get the baby here. Every year they have like 3 babies. And the last week, the babies go out. And how the mom and some birds can also, their father can also help for the mom to take care. Some birds, their father doesn't help. But this won't help. They keep it very clean. Before they got the baby, and the mom sleep there, stay there, and keep the eggs warm. And the mom go out, the father come, he keep his eggs warm. Then eggs house open.
Hatch.
Huh?
Hatch.
Hatch is hatch. Then we don't see that the skin or the egg. The mom and dad take some very far away, they throw it. They don't make messy here. Even I saw when the mom or dad, they bring the food, they kill all the worms. They only eat the worms, I think so. Kill them, keep. After they put the mouth and food from the mouth, the moment the baby is going to pee, go to the bathroom, it's a poo. The mom open the mouth, took the poo, go away. How they clean, how they take it. Now, sometimes the mom's not that they come out, they just poo, that's therefore outside a little bit dirty. Otherwise, they just eat poo, eat poo. Therefore, mom, how they clean this? They don't want to miss the nest. Then the baby come out, the one jumped, then afternoon, the 2 or 3 jump, they go to all different directions. They don't know how to go together. The mom, they have to go for that, they have to watch them. It's very long walk. Now they have to grow up. Like that, even the animals, how to take care of their family. Now their job, or their work is they kill the bugs, they eat, feed the children. They just try to one the way to survive their life, right? Therefore, we say, oh, I did alcohol. Whoa. We just also do that. Only the Buddhism way. And taking care for this life, to survive myself. And we, Kadamba Master say, it's not much different than the birds. Between our life and if you think only like this life, it's not much difference for birds and our life. Then we say, no, I'm a human being. I do a lot of educations, I do a lot of things. Yeah, you do that, you also just do that for this life. You don't really think for more than this life. As Buddhism say, you're already born, whatever we have to create the karma, period of time, you can go to this life, like sometimes up done their way. We need to think more future. Therefore, when Kadamba masters, when they get up, they're able to move. Oh, I'm very lucky, I get up. Then that like promise that day, okay, I want to become meaningful day, useful day. What I do, I keep mind positive. Meditation, compassion, bodhicitta, loving kindness. Then we say, Kadamba master doesn't have job. Of course, they have to cook, they have to also survive. Not they just 24 hours meditation, but you keep the motivation to their way. Really keep the day go very well. Therefore, we need to try to like that as much as we can. Then we do the more every day, every month, every day. Maybe slowly we can experience. Right now we don't experience this. I'm lucky to say, so why I'm thinking about that. I want to use my useful day, my lamp. So why do you think I'm doing all the day? And we think that way, but it's not like only that. You need to think on a further. You guys hear me? Okay, this is how to meditation. Then meditation makes our practice like cook. When we cook any vegetable, we need to put the pot, boil, right? Boil. When the boil, it becomes cook. It's exactly the same. When we do meditation, it's boiling our practice, and you can experience. Okay, this is how way to experience. Then they say, "Oh, I don't have time." Yeah, usually it's true, but we don't have much time. We say, "No time, no time, no time." They want Kadamba master say, first we don't remember or anything to practice 20 years. Then you say, okay, I will do then 20 years ago, 40 years. And after we say, oh, I didn't get much chance, 40 years, 20 years ago, 60. Then after what? I don't remember. they count like 80 years. I don't. Do you remember that? I don't know. Macho in the Nesha. Chego in the Nesha. Yeah. Good.
But 2000 말에
Right.
그래서
It's late. Maybe that's it's too late. It's too late. I didn't do before maybe the 20, then the 80 years. Then almost time to go to the different land. Like that, our lives finish. Even Buddha, shows just like 81 years. Like that. Therefore, whenever you have time, right now is best time. We are healthy. We have good conditions. Or to learn the meditation. Meditation means you need to think that, any kind, like compassion, bodhicitta, loving kindness, try to think that more, become more, familiar with our mind. Okay? Like that. Now I'm not talking too much. We're going to that. 아니 슌죽 첨부대 다 샹주 셈기 콜라야 다 패션 내려 하지 냠네 내려 하지 매와 말어.
And so we're going to study this text now, the Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life, which is the best text. There's no better text that explains about the practice of bodhicitta than this text.
단 이게 된다 도도 지나가래 샹주 셈조 림보치 마제반 제지지 제와 냠밤에 봐요 공내 배워서 세디 된다 도도 되래.
So the essence or the gist of this teaching on the Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life is for developing bodhicitta, the precious bodhicitta, which is not developed and which has developed to not decline but to increase more and more.
그러나 안에 내가 담보치 이봐 선바든지 장초 셈조 림보치 마제반 제지지 사도 송거.
So the first 3 chapters is all about explains all about how to generate bodhicitta, which has not been generated.
아니 되네 내가 시왕하고 두바든지 그래서 이제 마제반지. 제와 냠밤에 바탕 세트 송거다 된다 도로잖아.
And then the 4th, 5th, and 6th chapter explains how to maintain the bodhicitta that has been that has been generated and not to decline it.
아니 돈바 제와 고와선데 고네 배워 싶었다 송거서로.
And then the 7th, 8th, and 9th chapter is all about increasing the bodhicitta that has been generated.
아니 저와 되게 되게 상하지고 셈데 제와라 되니 상제 고모 토벌 쇼스 어다 도도 되게 된다래.
And then the 10th is the dedication, where you dedicate to to gain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings through that bodhicitta one has generated in one's mind.
오케이. 제가 미치게 저도 쇼주 가서나 장제구지 셈셰게레 점바토리셔레 지금 담성도 된다 도도 들으마도 알고다 마보지 나도 챙도.
So if someone were to ask you what is Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life all about, sometimes we find difficult to answer in whole.
제가 뒤에다 뒤된다 장주 셈처럼 보지 맞지 받는 게 저 공부 얘는 대셔야 그러나 나도 픽셜로가 지나가가 되셔서.
So if you recite that one verse, verses in bodhicitta, which has not been developed, may be developed, and which has developed, not declined, but increased more and more. So if you just recite that one verse, that will answer the whole thing about Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life.
오늘 이미지가 오늘 샹주 쓰면 가리라고 그래 생각도 좋아했잖아. 가서 다 양한테 지 양한도 마무리 담도 라고 용도.
Yeah, of course, we might have to go into detail if there was further a question about bodhicitta. What is bodhicitta?
아니 되나도 라레 제 제반데 삼로지라 샹십 삼라고 그랬어.
And then in short, you can say that a mind that cherishes others more than oneself is called bodhicitta.
어디 답도도.
That's convenient, right?
야. 가오나 가르쳐서는 안주 가르치는 데는 사고는 안주 깨네 다다바다라 젤레라 집한테마다 안주 강에 조에면 용요 대다다데 섬로도 지워잡고 그랬어.
So why should we have a mind that cherishes others more than oneself? It's because since we were born, all we've been doing is cherishing oneself and ignoring others. And through that, we have suffered so much. Now we have to change that mind. Instead of cherishing oneself, we cherish others.
아대가도 좋아라. 대대 말때 자제 가대는 가 소장에서 나랑 게 남이요 빈자요. 아니 직다 보고 있더니 저 삼담 그래서 상관도 대상 그러와.
And sometimes then we might think, oh, no, I don't think about myself only. I think about my family, my friends, my relatives. I have all these people that I think about.
다 된가도 곰잡네. 다 섬당으로. 오, 다때 소소 용한테 거려. 용한 되게 다 섬은 용한테 받지 거려.
And so that you have to meditate and experience it through meditation.
아데 맨날 소소 남이 비빈자 좋아지면은 때 소소 그 섬서 많더만 용어로 안 가도 용어도 안 가도 니마 지 소소가 살짝 가와 있는 로그나 칼라카르다 섬서 따고 맞더만 용어도.
And so among our families, right, within our family, friends, and relatives, there are some let's say disharmonies, right, or disagreements, like in terms of like even the food to eat. You might have a disagreement about what kind of food to eat, or maybe a place that you want to go to. You might have disagreement about that, and so forth, right?
Okay, that's common, right? We all have experience. 제자가 나중에는 나한테 가요. 나한테 가면 소소고 섬도 일도.
And at that time, you have a strong opinion about your interests, right? It says, I like this, and I don't like that, and so forth.
대래도 노래 영상 고치 된 두도.
So do you get that? You have that experience, right? And from that, we start to have problems.
아때 맞아. 다 소소게 배. 다 조보 좀만 좋아해가지고 그 가래 라바네. 자샤 자자 가라 대전장을 노래신 leg 말해. 간나 가 따와 남아도 노래 leg 말해. 코피 파파조 내가 노래 먼저 용거로 와 있나야.
So instead of having a very strong opinion of oneself or disagreeing with others, if you just agree 100% with the other person, whether it's your husband, wife, friend, then you will have no problem at all.
간나 코니 따서 만도네 노래 용 말해. 나 파조야지 걸 제단데 자자자 야 작은 말하고 그 노래 뭐 보인 거라 이나야. 코니 따와 만들면 레모서.
So if you agree with the other person 100%, there will be no problem. Of course, whatever other person is thinking is not 100% accurate. Of course, there's a problem there too, but at least you will have no problem of not getting along with each other.
다 대에는 가서 소소 남이나 아니 즉 로봇 조모인 바이나 아니 자크 파티나 다 따와테 맞다 봐라. 저랑 내 가는 양고 예스 나한테 고메스 제자랑 소소 섬서 랑 집안 비치는데 슈친 보여다 노라 이마 좋은 거래스.
And so whether it's the problem in the boyfriend, girlfriend, man and woman, or within a friend, or even within the nations, it's all because of not getting along with each other. The thing has to be this way. I want things to be this way, and it has to be this way. And because of your own strong opinion about your things, that how things should be, therefore all this problem comes along.
뭐 제자 가지고 디바직세요. 그냥 계속. forgot. 어제 따와만다 가지고는 미 파줄라 콜라랑 지금 미친데 중간 간도 좀 말 간지 간도라서 나도 전날에 파주와 야고 좀 말 간죠 간도 미타마 아니야 라치바도 미친데 슈체니 딱 놀아나대요.
So this opinion or strong opinion of oneself, wanting the things to be in a certain way, and it comes because of cherishing to oneself. It's not that what other person is thinking is wrong or 100% right, but because of having that strong opinion in oneself about things, how they should be and so forth, and then which is driven by the self-cherishing attitude, and therefore there comes all this problem.
나 대선 트리블하기로 간도 밀어야 가르고 함섬 쳇다 잠리 사이 콜라 배전라 뭐라나 다다나 글로벌 홈 차거든 트리블하기로 봐.
So like even the scientists say that the human beings are very kind of greedy and dissatisfied with what we have, and we want to have more and more, and do this and do that, and that causes so much problem, like global warming and so forth, right?
Okay. Angado kamanga gomjagenda. Tachanazo tuli teneja pena zamri nyora yonga kani legdu. Tenghedo pena ngando dina mikajo ngando go noturi kupajo me zambli ngando mi thamagi. Domsem ngamsem chetane nyora yonga dus. Oda te redo ngando sema nyora tegudo ngando gomde jagenda.
So now we meditate for about 5 minutes on the problems that occur. How within ourselves, among friends, family, and in the whole world, where did this problem come from? Because of not getting along with each other, because of being discontent or dissatisfied with what one has, and so forth.
Okay, te yonga zote ta suda rancheba de chenzen nga samda nga sam nganzu shuchamba tik chonde shas. Chenda ta te jen cheba de chen pa joja gundu sade. Ani samdang gore.
So with that, all that analysis you do in this meditation, you should come to the conclusion that yes, this is all because of the self-cherishing attitude, and therefore I should now abandon cherishing oneself and start to cherish others. So that way you exchange the mind, the self-cherishing mind, with the mind that cherishes others.
도치 곰바이나 안에 간조 변나 네바니 그래. 네바니나 아니 용화 토는 그래. 용화 토는 간조 제 젠도로 하고 쟁.
So if you analyze in this way, then you will find the certainty. If you find the certainty of that, then you will gain the experience. And if you gain the experience, then you will have that realization.
Okay? 5 minutes, okay? Everyone got it? What are we going to meditation? What? Everyone got it, right? What Geshe-la, what are we going to meditation? I've tried to explain that. He said, what did he say? Meditation. Okay? I said all the problems of the world, the root cause of the very strong subjection is like me, I want. This is true or not, you just try. Not talk about just for us, we have a couple of people here, we make something be bad. This is the whole world, okay? Although too long you guys fall asleep. Okay? Getting sleepy? No, I'm just kidding. 제가 너 전에 삼로 즉 레시 잡도주도 마트에서 곰대 잡. 아니 드네드네 지나는 것도 깔리 설명 용어 통거든요. 용어. 내신이지. 아니 용어 통거. 근데 또 팬도요.
So if we meditate in this way, then we will get more understanding that experience will be generated or realization.
딱 계산도 서로가 쭉쭉 받아봤는데 레시 잡타임 봤어.
Got it. Yes, so we went through up to like verse 11, right? Last time.
아니 중리 쪽섬이 냠도 준다 쳐다봐.
Okay, so I'm going to read the 12 and 13. The cause of happiness sometimes occur, but the causes for suffering are very many. Without suffering, there is no renunciation. Therefore, mind, you should stand firm. If some ascetics and the people of Kanapa endure the pain of cuts and burns for no reason, then for the sake of liberation, why have I no courage?
오케이. 난 네가 가르쳐나. 양아도 둥아 세트면 양치 둥아 세트 코 앞에 두자리가 샷스. 아니 양 되네요 삼아요 말했어.
So what this is saying is that we should not think about the suffering as being very bad.
그래봐. 아니 단다 둥아 요가 대형 아니 닦고 코웨가 가지고 코웨가 중요하고 자대요. 그래봐.
So the suffering that we are going through now is like the nature of the samsara.
대단한 남도 지금 소소 산이 제사람배나 남도배나 야가 전화도 남쪽으로 타고 쳐가다 콘 가르고 남씨가 당신이 오르고 오케이 내려게 가서 항상 그 개요 말와 그거는 강대도 콘 남씨가 당신이 와게 누가 용하게 말와.
So like for example, when it becomes very hot in summer, right? You suffer from the heat in the summer. Then you are not surprised by that, right? You don't blame anything, or you are not surprised by that. You say, oh, this is the nature. It's the summer, and summer is supposed to be hot, and it's very hot. It's burning hot, so this is summer because it's summer, and we accept that. And then same like in the winter, there's a snowfall, and it becomes very cold, and there's the suffering of cold, but we accept that because oh, this is winter, and that's how it's supposed to be.
아니 다 둥아스네 간지 강에 노트라세도 뭐 요래스. 가르나 그 용하기 제도 뭐 쇼요래 왔어.
So there are many sufferings like that. There's many sufferings like that because there are many causes for suffering.
아니 대화도 유유처럼 가지나 그 용하기 제도 뺀 유유로 왔어.
And the happiness is very little, very difficult to have happinesses because there are very few causes for the happiness.
제도 데려도 단대도 데비전나 랭가 주세데 다 간지 대화 용어 잔주보 용어 이 제도다 유유래도 와.
So like it says here, the cause of happiness sometimes occur. That means like there are very few causes for happiness, and therefore there's very little happiness.
아니 다 둥아 용어 간지 잠아들었다 간지 좋아해 먹지 직 노라치 파스나야 노라치 파스나야 노라치 레도 와.
But the sufferings are very many. In causes of suffering, there are so much suffering, there's so much problems, one after another. We overcome one problem and then we get another problem, one after another, like that.
다들 다 둥아준다 다 저먹은 거 그래서 다네 가서 저변이네 지금 무슨 거.
And so there's all these sufferings that we go through because of so many causes for sufferings. And when we experience these sufferings, we should bear with those sufferings. So we should practice patience.
아니 다 둥아 당한데 렌 터봐였나 둥아들 타야가 다 고급이어레스.
So if you are able to voluntarily accept the suffering, then we can be free from suffering.
제사강도 저발라 누가 당들리면서 저봤어지요.
So there's a patient that voluntarily accepts suffering.
누가 저봤으면 저봤으면 가로 수하고.
What are the three patients? Do anybody know?
What are that?
The patience of non-retaliation, the patience of that patience you just said, where you accept the suffering, and then the patience of the confidence in the Dharma.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, everyone got it right. You already know this long time, right? Long time, many times. Right? You heard this? You heard that? Yeah.
Yeah, we have heard that many times, but haven't had much time to contemplate on that, right?
제가 안에 강의지 누가지가 노라지 쇼와 있나 될 안들에 토와 있나 아니 강의에 세가 탑시 야요 마요 그래서
So whenever you have problems or suffering occur, then if you accept the suffering voluntarily, then there is a way to overcome that suffering.
어떻게 가려야 강의에 세가 탑시 제고 말 딱 가르쳐는 좀 고고되고 어떻게 말 대충도 고알 로고 말와.
So when we say voluntarily accepting the suffering, doesn't mean that you just sit there and bear the suffering and not apply any means to overcome it.
강의 저도 빼고 되고 싶으나 알아서 멤버기 오다처럼 지금 너월지 나서지 도 스타트 샷지 당고는 남도 멤버 카자샤 잘는데 램 용어라 멤버 샤거를 뚝거래 갑자도 사망도 다 되는데 나사도 타야게 탑시 그러와.
So I'll give you a simple example. Like if the doctor says, you have a disease in your head and you have to cut it, and do operation, surgery like that, then we'll endure the suffering, right? We'll endure the suffering of being cut and sue and all this, to be free from that suffering.
제가 된가도 액셉션 침부셔 될래가 그나 가르치나 희바는 가는 게임에서 어디 인간가 신한 게임에서 내가 사이자로 여러 시행에서
So you accept that so much that you even sign to say you will not be responsible if I die from the surgery.
right? 어다 다시 대대 집받지잖아. 된대기 소소 루당슈 침부 제발 때네 나사데 타야기 더 찬스 망아요. 그 소소고 텔루당 엉아 제메 나때 제메나 코 나사 타임 다투 말고.
So it's exactly the same like that. So you voluntarily accept that suffering of going through the surgery to get rid of the suffering, right? And then so if you accept that suffering, then there is a more chance of getting rid of the disease. But if you say no, I can't, I don't want to do that. I don't accept that suffering of having the surgery done and so forth. Then you'll have less chance to be free from that disease.
예전에 미카제 땅가지 수보 심발에 좀 많이 저 라바제셔들 뭐 깜바제셔 뭐 불려도 근데 진행 나거든요.
And so some people, they have to cut off their limbs, right? To not harm, to not cause harm to other part of their body, like people with a very strong diabetes, they have to cut off their limbs sometimes, like the legs or hands, so that other part of the body will not be harmed.
제가 팔루당 슈침보지 재원나 안에 소소 작가지 그 캡송을 주거든요. 이제 간제 강에 요담만 보지는 파트도 그래서 그래서 당문에 제가 그래서 내가 남주 해왔습니다. 그래서 원에서 당문에 간다 산지 좀 내고 송아도 다사 론이도 앞장한 데서 어때 문에들에도 와서 나도 선배 내셔냐도나 아니 나도 내가 믹스에 도나요 팬들이.
So this is like if you give up one small thing, then you can get other things. Like in order to have a more healthy body, you can endure the suffering of being cut and so forth, right? So this has been taught, right, 2,500 years ago by Buddha Shantideva Muni, and it's really true up to this day.
제가 대창서 배춘주셔나 배나 용한테 발라 내게 선드는 내 박수 시작이다 고르도 시작이 다 주네 나 가지네 제초리 야블로도 시작이 다지 세가 주니 잡샤도 잡초 시작이나 될 때는 다가 야란 줘요.
So like, example with myself, I had a cut. They did a surgery on my stomach, long cut, and then they sewed that. And then they did a surgery on my back, and they put 12 screws there. So I allowed them to do that. So I accepted that suffering of going through the surgery. And now, because of that, I'm able to stand up and walk.
제가 때 몸보다 제가 나도 남자 맨간을 들어갈라 간지 소소고 남자 사회에 내 몸보 간지 소소를 누가 나사 대 타야 대 쪼백 제가 강갈로도 제도 그러고 될때니 소소래야 간지 프로텍션 몸보 일렉도 제도 누가 당리지 저와서 도스래다.
And so, like, when you go to the doctor, go to see doctors, and you have problems in your body, then they will tell you to do this, do that, and go through all these surgeries and so forth. And you do that, and then you get rid of those diseases, or you become healthy and so forth. So this is what we're talking about when we say accepting sufferings voluntarily.
오케이, 다 누가 당리지 저와서나 강이 전에 미국 요라시나 오케이게 말아 대대께서 말와.
When you say voluntarily accepting the suffering, the patients voluntarily accepting the suffering, doesn't mean that just sitting there and not responding when people scold you or do something bad to you.
제가 네 가능한도 갈라간다. 예매대와대 예매대와 많이 왔지. 샘도 많죠 왔지. 내가 간지 누가 당리지 저한테 저랑 샘도 많죠. 알고 많죠 왔지. 예매대와도 많이 왔지. 대체고 그래서.
So, this the reason for practicing patience is so that you will not have unhappy mind. Unhappy mind, that's the fuel for the anger, and so not to have that. That's the main thing.
Okay. Oh, it's I forgot how to send it. I'm getting old. 뭐야? 다 누가 당리지 저왔지. 아니, 너희들 전문님을 저왔어 인도. 나 대 공단으로 가도 가르쳐서 나야 공단라. 미 파주고 소소를 지 참만도 와들이 지고야 나야. 다 코라야. 대야. 이제 다 뇽모 두성 그 영어 제와래 삼바이나. 아니 소소를 진료를 해야 되겠더라. 콘로마사 펜사로 봐.
And then the other type of patience of not retaliating to the harm. Like if somebody says something bad or does something bad, then not getting angry towards that person by thinking, oh, this is, the person is under the control of the delusion. So out of deluded mind, he did that or he said that and so forth. If you think like that, then that helps to not get angry towards that person.
제가 나도 미 파주봤대. 어때때 그 신경 말이 사만에 밑에 노루 지어는 나도 그로 사면도.
It's if we think immediately, like if we are able to think that, or the person did it out of ignorance or didn't do it intentionally, then immediately our anger goes away.
근데
Is it like that?
나도 주주관라서 밤마저 보고 이제 보고 노루 지어나 밤마 코로 잘 사기 말아. 때때 사기 되나. 그 신경 말했어.
So like when we were a child, when we make a mistake, our parents don't get angry much, or maybe a little bit angry, but not that much, right? Like because the parent thinks that, oh, there is this child, it's a little kid, they don't know, and therefore, they don't get angry.
어제 다 제가 딱 나도 내가 가래 나도 내가 돼 가지 딱 가지 남주 카드글라나 가지 잘 보는 도구로 와 잔주 보시 근데 와도 참 문제 와도
So what do we want, is everything, to be good. And what we don't want is, nothing to be bad.
예마야야 잘 지역이 제때 뉴욕에서 참 문제가 제때 마무리했어.
But there are very few causes for things to be good, and there are so many, extremely many causes for things to be bad.
어제 대전에 예마인자 아니 임바이나야 다 된리 잠이라 뭐나 될아야 다 마시타 있는 건 진짜 용산 말도 된리 샘주차고 말했어.
So even though there are so many things that goes bad, but we don't have to stress ourselves and oh no, there's nothing I can do and so forth like that. I think.
어디 가나 다 등아 몇방 인주미 대회 샘제 땜버 너스 다 담아대니 콜텔에 내자고 다 등아기 연대신 거.
So then instead, you should think, oh, it's good that I have the suffering because without suffering, there's no renunciation. And so therefore, mind, you should stand firm. That's the last two line of that verse.
제가 등아 매워 맞으면 등아 타는 걸로 제가 말했을 때문으로 봐.
So like if you don't experience suffering, then you will not have a wish to be free from suffering, right? Is that right? That's really true.
등아 타는 걸로 맨날 민주 제가 말해.
And if you don't have a wish to be free from suffering, then you will not have renunciation.
아니 민주 맨날 되네 다 타와도 되죠 토야가 다 사자고 매워래.
So if you don't have renunciation, there's no way to achieve liberation or enlightenment.
그래도 that penangando 저도 penangando 나로서 스탠딩 로타를 저도 빼셔야 해봐서 뇨다데 매와이나 뇨다 사회에 딱가고 잔디 보야 보용 말이스 대자 아니 어디페나 샤야서요.
Can any of you think about an example, related with this life? If there's no problem, then you will not have a wish to be free from that problem. If you don't have that, then you will not achieve, that state.
Anything? Anything?
For this life, it is best if you don't have any problem. Right?
이마이나 그냥 알아서 단다 수수로 그냥 찾는 수수로 수보대 빼 나타들에 매바는 것도 빼 착을 체결로 와.
Like a body, even if we don't have any obvious diseases, but it's very important to take care of it, right?
그래서 그것도 체크 슈 체결로 왔어.
And we do take care a lot, right?
제가 지금 나타들에 요 매는 것도 체크 제일 많이 와.
But if there is no way, for the diseases to be generated in our body, then we will not take care of the body, right?
제가 나타들에 지금 용어를 때내 가지고 사도 제거했던 잠블이 너무 많아. 근데 지금 칼라라데야 맨가세 뭐뭐 요새로 근데 상당 요새로 다 하옵니다.
Because of that disease, then we take care of our body, right? And because of the disease, then there are so many hospitals, so many doctors, so many people employed, and so many benefits like that. Can you think like that?
Can you think that way? I don't know that. 야, 근데도 나도 소소 나라서 뭐 통화돼야 초대 근데 초를 잡토이나 나도 샘한테 고아라 팽도 와.
So if we can apply, these things, with our things, that happens to us in our day-to-day life, which we can experience and see, then it becomes easier for us to understand that.
야, 맨날 나도 로조 시월 강에 시월 단데 나 출연해서 이거만 했잖아. 맨날 로조 시월 강에 열어 봐. 근데 그 로조 때 제가 매바이나 로조 제발라 때니 점례 오도 통금 말아 봐.
So like then, studying is a little bit difficult, right? You have to go through a lot of difficulties to study. But, because you can have a good result from that study, therefore you enjoy that. That's like, the third kind of patience, the patience for the Dharma. So, if you don't have that patience to study, go through the difficulties of study, then you will not achieve those degrees, right?
예전에 PhD 세 doctorate 거는 로송 뭐 땅고를 로모 깔리 잡고 그래. 아니 지 들깔에 뭐 잡았더니 doctorate PhD 세도 좀더 톱고요 봐. 근데 로종 휴치 뭐 제면은 가서 이제 도와다 가서 샘체도 집어넣어. 바추도 집어넣어.
So like the high degrees like a PhD or doctorate's degree. To achieve that, you have to go through so much difficulties, right? You have to endure so much suffering, you have to give up so much things, and you have to spend a lot of money, time, and so forth. And with that, then you achieve that. Otherwise, if you are not able to endure that difficulty and the money and the time and so forth, then you will not be able to achieve that. And we're just like animals.
아야나 빼셔마이다 칼라 신부지 사고이나 염난 로소 첨부했다 그래 염나 깔레 몸을 좀 사고도 레로 라그도.
So like if you want to have a very delicious food, you have to spend a lot of money, or you have to do a lot of hard work, right? Without hard work and spending a lot of money, you will not have a good food or delicious food.
근데 제가 근데 깔레 카고도 제가 요알 때니 주막 깔레 칼라 신부도 라와라.
Because of going through those difficulties, then you are able to eventually achieve or have that delicious meal.
What the Western's best food? Yeah, Mary Jan,
What's that?
what the best food to Western?
Well, the standard food, they would say.
No, best.
Yeah, the people who eat meat, they would say like filet mignon.
Okay.
Or meat,
Leaders and vegetables.
vegetables. Regular. Organic vegetables.
Yeah, organic. Anyway, 진짜 like that. This is just I give take out to example for you guys to see some really, in order to do some good result, you need to order effort, lot of actions, or you have to give up a lot of things. He said, today I'm going to the special dinner to the, what the very fancy restaurant. Food is the same, but the name takes a lot of money. Anyway, when you say, okay, I'm going to give up that, then I get enjoy to dinner or lunch with my families. Think that way. Because if you don't have the big things to give up, you don't get that, enjoy your resort. That's Tata Yoga and Hakuma's counter. Dungalaya, Yunde Yures, Kaji Dunga the Pie, or Mevaso, the Tit Dunga Yunde Res, I'm to somebody.
Anyway, I don't know if that applies to, with that example or not, but anyway, so there is a good quality of the suffering, is that it can help you to generate renunciation, and it can, the other, is that it can be eliminated. That's the quality of the suffering.
제가 는 로아를 주고는 라이를 깨요 말해. 라이를 깨나 둥아치는 매와 인자니 겐주 째고 말해. 니 겐주 맞잖아. 아니 타와토토고 말해.
One of the non-leisure state to be born is a long life God, right? Because there's no suffering at all there. Throughout the life, the whole life, there's no suffering. And if there's no suffering, then you will not have a wish to practice Dharma or generate renunciation. And therefore, we pray to be not born as long life God.
Okay. 제가 당연히 라인바. 다 단단 알아서 고백에 내가 내려와 있단 삼삼 야가요는 삼삼 노라인 거다. 다티 그런 거 라저레스. 얘네들은 수수 셈도 많죠. 제. 아 도도로 될라고 그러더라.
So anyway, in short, you can just think that things happen. Sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen. This is the nature of samsara. Just by thinking like that, convince yourself and not have that unhappy mind. So that's the main point.
Okay. 제자 안에 동암의 방인 중에 대외 셈제 땜벌 너스나 그런 게 셈제 마주와지네 셈제가 땜보지네. And he might have that never do the
It says that without suffering, there is no renunciation. Therefore, mind, you should stand firm. So you should stand firm means like, don't be disturbed. Don't be disturbed. Don't have this an unhappy mind. And don't create a fuel for anger.
I am patient, but
So another example, like in this world, there are very few things that is made of gold, right?
Right? So we say why? And the day you just said you know.
So the reason why there is so many, so few things that are made of gold, the things made of gold is very few, is because the gold is very scarce, right?
Right? So there are a lot of goals.
Rare.
It's rare. 제단데 대외적인 신들이나 대화 용어다 대외의 제도 유형이다 이거야 대화도 유형이다. 특별한 로드와.
But just like that, the happiness is very, very little, only sometimes occur because the cause for happiness is very few.
가르는 대외의 제대 개화 제가 시원 유형이와.
So the reason is because the cause for happiness is the virtue. And people accumulating virtue is very few. That's why.
아 오늘 추게 마시나 오늘 근데 개월에 된다 가는 간제 sematuwe wange linga yidong shawatala la kures.
So if you don't relate that this with the child, then any kind of action of body, speech, and mind done without disturbing the mind.
제가 간도 가데나 라치바도 젠데티 젠 짜장아지네 텐 충조되다 텐 유뉴레스.
So because most of the time when we do things with our body, speech, and mind, our mind we are always disturbed by some kind of delusions like self-choice and attitudes and so forth.
아 동아지나 신나 마나 동아데 간제 잠을 잡아들어 봐. 임메데와. 제가 임메데와요. 제가 마모시고 그러와.
And so the suffering, cause for the sufferings are very many. There are so many causes for the suffering.
제가 저도 쇼로같이 마모시 쉐도 맞는데 빼다 샤네치 마드마드나 탄데도 곰자다. 근데 곰자에 나가서.
You might don't think that we're going too much. We're going through too much on just one verse, because there's a lot to contemplate and meditate on this. So we're going to do some more meditation now.
오늘 저는 니가라 다 대지금 로탄 차상 연구서로 demasiado 로탄.
And actually, this verse should be explained with in relation with all the Four Noble Truths.
어제 다 동아 저는 대차 세다 뜨무 공동 맞아라서 버렸어. 얘는 수수지란 대차 세다 뜨무 공동 맞아라고 가서 마왔던지 이건 레버 잠을 마보는 거래서 봐.
And so the true suffering and the true origin, the source of suffering, right? Is all the delusions, like, attachment, anger, ignorance, and so forth, and the actions created through our body, speech, and mind disturbed by those delusions. There are so many like that, and because of that, therefore, we experience so many sufferings.
제가 아니 다 동아 대대 아니 매워서 이래서 동아 매워서면 민주사 토야요 말에 제가 저 샘대 마트와지 땜보치네 다 아스.
And so there's a good thing about the suffering is that it can be one can be free from that and up on to generate renunciation. Therefore, mind we don't disturb by that.
근데 빼차잖아요. 지금 저는 빼차셔 보이나 나도 뺀. 동아 매방에 좀 했어야 돼. 근데 나도 지금 소수리 마대와를 좀 맞아나 남주 소수 대화에 초치란 얘기입니다. 마대와를 좀 대야타나 아니 뭐네 그 대화 속도 어디로 있어.
Another example, like without the suffering, there's no renunciation. Or without suffering, there's no renunciation. Like if you don't go through the pain in your body, then you will not realize the comfort of your body, right? So like when you go through the pain and then you overcome the pain, then you suddenly feel your body healthy and comfortable. Then that time you really feel the comfort of the body.
근데 저도 손하기 봐요. You have any true deck? Right? Something he had, right? Anyway, 제가 남중아도 손하기면 아도 손만에 대화스케 조금은 더 아들 너무나 통도 가지.
So like when we don't have a toothache, then we don't feel the suffering of no toothache. I mean, we don't feel the happiness of no toothache.
단단하도 대화 나도 저도 손하기면 더 내가도 손만에 대화도 나도 초록이로 말해.
So right now, if you don't have a toothache, you have the happiness of no toothache, right? But you don't feel that.
나 솔직히 나한테 대야타나 today my best better my food is got just color drawn to and they will just to send the talk like that.
So, but then when you have a toothache and then you do something to get rid of it, and then you got rid of it, and that time you feel, oh, now I feel so much better. I feel so good, and I don't have any toothache, and I can eat better and so forth.
어디 제자 아니 동아세 그 누가 지게 말해 그럼 매워서 그래 그 매워서 연주세 제는 연주세 돕는 아니 타와스가 돕고요레스 랩처럼 봐서 당고 그랬더니 들어와
So, 그래서 그 매워지는 얘기도 그랬어.
아 동아대 매워서는 연주 동아대 요아이다 대 매워서는 가로 텔레드는 연주제거든 타와스가 돕고 그랬어.
So yeah, suffering is not bad. It can be cured or eliminated, and then through that you can generate renunciation, and through which you can enter into the path to liberation or enlightenment.
제가 동아 달린 거 깔리 열다 깔리 잡나 깔리 작업 쳐 버렸어. 텔레트네 야 보여랬어.
So it is difficult, and it is a lot of suffering, and it is worth to go through that difficulties and suffering, because through that you can achieve a great results.
어제 다 됐다. 쟤는 쇼로가 조금 되게 빼거든. 쇼로가 조금 쉬어야 될거 대나처럼 요 말다. 간지 된다처럼 제가 야보처럼 매매가 저하고 말들 해서로 있어로.
And so and then verse 13, is like the example. It's just giving an example of how people go through these sufferings for no reasons, and so forth.
대단 가도 이빼 주주 샤와나. 나도 수부 올라 갑자다네. 간지 갑자다네. 수모나베 티에도. 다들 쇼로는 또요 말. 나라는 수도 갑자다 로소 다 동아 뭐 냐를 봤다. 티소로시. 근데 동아도 다곧 대남에 동아레스.
And a kapta?
갑자다 가서 지치기와 너무 시키기. 근데 싫어라는 더 해도 아니 나라는 저거는 강에 이어와지는 로소말 다도 그 저와 콜로레스 인도.
So like enduring the suffering of making a tattoo on your body. Like so people go through all this first piercing right into the body with the needle, and it causes so much suffering, and you cannot really expose. You have these big drawings, or letters written on your body, but you can't really expose it, right? You still, it's inside your clothes. You know what I'm saying? But you go through so much suffering, and you spend so much money on that, but for no reason. It's like that.
Maybe.
So this is like the example here they're giving.
가진 되게 된다 가지 된다 매매가 제가 야보 매매가 저와대처럼 저와대 더 졸라레스 문에 대 동안을 당들는 거레스.
So this this kind of sufferings, like it's explaining here, the pain of cuts and burns and so forth, for no reason, it's a waste. So, but if you are taking the suffering, for the sake of liberation, then that's worth, taking the suffering.
Okay. 아주도 쇼로가 담보 되잖아. 안데 쇼로가 준이 되고라 삼고 싶다 땅쇼가 동아용 대화용 진유년에 돼. 동아용 제도 만보래 돼. 근데 동아데 매워서 안 돼. 동아 매워서 안 아니 샘든 단 축고고도 축고고도 축고까지 샘리체고 돼. 샘리체고 돼. 어때 삼다 땅쇼가.
So now you meditate on verse 12 for some time. So is it really true that there are very few happinesses and there's a lot of sufferings? That's cause for the sufferings. And can the sufferings be eliminated? And if there's no suffering, there can there be no renunciation? And is it worth to have a disturbed mind for the sufferings? Even the small suffering that we go through. So think about that.
Okay, done with meditation, okay? Couple of minutes. Think about the meaning of the verse 12. Okay? Okay. Okay. That's it. 제가 단다 쇼로가 조금 들라도 근데 단다 이 하마까지 소소 게임에 가고 용하고 제도 아니 가지 donka 아니 깔리 잡지 쇼로라 칼라마서 버진네 아니 들 깔리 자야다 아니 파든 렌더 제네야 소소 렌더 토야기 제네야 리솔라 깔리 잡도 좋다 네 저거 대다 명예레스 홀라레스다
그래서 소속김에
근데 다 소속 바나 남이 아무나 때문에 소속 조보트는지 가고 용하 제도 해 가고 용하 제도 아니 소속 깔리 잡 나 칼라마사 들 깔리 자야다 아니 소소 지금 렌더들의 토야기 제도 아니 야 리볼라 깔리 잡도 좋다 가로 된다 메베가 저바레스
so like I don't know if it's accurate, but like working hard for the sake of or like somebody who is depressed in love, and they give up eating, and they torture themselves, go through all the suffering for the sake of other partner, right? And like the sufferings that they endure, in the competitions, in the sports competition, when they go through so much suffering, they endure those sufferings for the sports and so forth. So that kind of suffering, enduring those kind of suffering is for no reason.
제가 오늘 다쇼 치는 데다 빼나 나 랍나 정말 가지 빼나 주쇼는 전에 대담해가 차리오래 아니 양 지대게 저는 빼나 올림픽 깔리 잡는 슈 냥도 감바차 라바지들 내기도 그래도 주쇼 전에 다 대다요 말했어 주쇼는 시와이나
So maybe it's not I mean not a good thing to say, but from the Dharma point, from the Dharma, from the worldly point, maybe it has a great meaning, but from the Dharma point, it's no reason, for it's a pointless, to go through so much difficulties, like the Olympic Games. You have to participate in the Olympic game and to be involved in that game. You have to go through so much suffering. You break your legs, you break your arms, and all these bad things, all those sufferings occur. But you willingly take those sufferings to get into those sports. So that, from the Dharma point, is needless.
이나 고수가 담에가 미데 도약 제대 강에도 강가서 도고
So from the Dharma point, it's meaningless. But the only point yeah, for that name, to get that medal, for the name and the medal, and you go through all these sufferings.
아니 소소금이 소소 작곡금이 있었대 깔리 잡토로.
So like for one's own name or for one's nation's name, one is able to go through those sufferings.
제가 나도 깔리 잡아도 나도 되게 메로도 토야요 말다. 군도 깔리 잡아도 때 군도 토야 차서 많이 말아.
We are not able to work difficult, work hard and go through those difficulties. Therefore, we don't get the medals. But those people who work very hard and go through all these sufferings, then they are able to achieve that medal.
Okay. That's it. Any questions? Any questions you guys have? Okay.
I have a question about the third type of patience and trying to understand how it differs from effort, joyous perseverance, because it's about, is it more about the belief and confidence in the Dharma versus effort?
네가 가르다 간지 추 되려야 깔리 잡토만도. 에포도 나오도 그래.
Yeah, it's very similar with the effort, joyous effort, where you are able to bear the sufferings that comes along, when you're doing practice of Dharma or studying the Dharma.
둘이 세대 출라 깔리 잡토만도 걸 둘이라 그랬어. 다 조바 세대 출라 깔리 잡 깔리도 조토만도 조바라 그랬어. 모든 것이.
So the effort, is you're able to work hard, for the Dharma, Joyous effort is the effort that you're able to work hard for the Dharma. And then the patience, with the Dharma, is like when you are able to bear the suffering. There are sufferings, there are difficulties, physically, mentally. These difficulties, you are able to bear that. Is the patience.
제가 안에 둘이라도 다시 조바도 유해 말이 땡한 로사다고.
So if you have the joyous effort, then definitely you have a patience. You have already proceeded with the patience when you have effort.
제가 아무래도 나와. 가래 아무래도 나올까지 추셔발래. 깔리 잡토만도.
So it's in the Lamrim, it says that being able to work hard or bear the suffering for practicing Dharma.
텔레 조바치. 다 딘디 깔리 전적을 놓더라. 그때 카르 때 칸에 카르다. 이 깔리 자와라 가와. 추셔발라 가와 놓더라. 아주 돈리스.
And being able to work hard, and being happy about working hard for the Dharma is the effort. So it's a little bit different in that.
이 샤웨차네. 고니 샤와샤 당시잖아요.
From their action, from the way that where the action is performed for them, you can see that a little different.
Okay. Any other question? That's perfect. Any questions? Are you guys sleeping that? No, we are getting hot here. You guys, I'm sure you're very comfortable at your home. And you guys have not much patience. Sorry, I'm just kidding, okay? Don't take serious, okay? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, okay? Yes. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's not easy to, but I'm not trying to go to finish it, We need to just read couple words, so many different ways to explain, how to find the something essence of the verse, Then we think also after to learn meditation, because we stop this class, you don't think, you don't meditation. They will take this time, you're already here, then to learn meditation, or you did something. Okay? Okay, then we stop. Okay.
Please turn to page 39 for the Thanksgiving Mandala offering. Ito Gunanda Jimaturvasho Yetsulame Unseraten Kindheartedness Urgyen Idam Guru Ramana For my two collections, vast as space, that I've amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds wisdom lies blinded by ignorance. Even if I don't reach a state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, my Jushri. May I find the best of the complete great paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by practicing. Using skillful, strong by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold the Buddhist teachings for a very long time, with my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread or once spread have declined. May I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddhist deeds be nourished for a long time. By even this great course of enlightenment completed due to the wondrous, virtuous conduct of the Buddhists and their children. May all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellence path never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may the oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that still mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezig remain in life till samsara's end. Savior of the snowland teachings and transmigratory beings, who extensively clarifies the path that unifies emptiness compassion, to the lotus in the hand, Lord Tenzin Gyatso, I teach, may all your holy wishes be fulfilled. Page 49. You who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjuna's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplish magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. Prepare to always meet with perfect teachers. Your form embodies all Buddhas. Your nature is that of Vajradhara. You are the root of three jewels, homage to you, O Gurus. In short, I seek your blessings, O Protector, to be cared for by you from birth unremittingly through all their lives, and thus to become your chief disciple, holding every secret of your body, speech, and mind. Okay, please grant that all be auspicious for me to be foremost among your very first circle of disciples wherever you manifest Buddhahood, so that all my temporal and ultimate wishes, without exception, may be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages in the path, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Furthermore, in life after life, may I, pleasing in return, be forever fostered by an accomplished Mahayana spiritual master, the source of every virtue of this world and beyond. In his care, may I acquire in him a firm, unshakable faith, pleasing him by every means possible, doing nothing even for an instant to disappoint. May my spiritual master impart to me every instruction and every teaching in its entirety. Having understood them faultlessly, may I practice them and bring them to perfection. May I never even for an instant fall under the sway of malevolent teachers or misleading friends. Having developed in every life belief in cause and effect, renunciation, the Bodhi-minded pure view, may embark from them continually with effortless experience. In every life, may every virtuous act gathered by way of body, speech, and mind be causes solely for the welfare of others and for the purest and highest enlightenment. Page 57. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having a Buddha state, place each and every sentient being, without exception, in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. Page 75.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Long.
Thank you. To the left. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Dr.
Geshe.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Good heart.